Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Fans and More product spotlight sponsored by Maxim Lighting. In 2019 I partnered with Maxim to feature their early venture into ceiling fan products with the exceptional line of fandeliers. My opinion on the current upgraded and expanded Fandelight selection still holds true. It's among the very best in that segment of products despite a lot of new competition in the marketplace. Now the brand has also widely expanded into conventional ceiling fan formats, and while I would have liked to have had them back in sooner, the timing now is almost more ideal. Many of the early intros were more basic, entry-level products, but with the last few introduction cycles they have come out swinging with elevated looks, resulting in a much more versatile and interesting range of products. Many of the latest designs are more refined and well positioned to replace some of the earlier executions. That's where we find today's feature, the Falcon. This fan's design is not anything completely revolutionary, but it's a slimmer, more polished take on the style of the earlier tanker fan, which shows the evolution and forward momentum for Maxim's fan selection in real time. There are several fantastic designs fit for showcasing, but for this reintroduction to the brand, I wanted to keep it simple and present a product that plays more into universal appeal, to show the broader scope of what this amazing family-operated company has to offer in ceiling fans. Let's dive into the details. Falcon is a 52-inch fan available in 4 finish combinations: all matte white, all satin nickel, or a black motor with either black blades or the simulated walnut that I'm showing. Falcon also offers a versatile range of motor and control setups, which is one of the major reasons I chose this fan to feature. It's available in AC motor options with pull chains, or a cleaner look using a hardwired wall control, which could alternately be paired with a remote kit, as well as the DC motor option with remote control that I'm showing. This range presents a unique opportunity, offering various price points, performance, and features to really make this model work for any application, from multifamily housing to higher-end interiors, plus outdoors for respective damp and wet environments. Simply choose the option that suits the location requirements, while having flexibility to save some dollars without sacrificing design cohesion. I opted to bring in the DC model to show the highest end option and best performance data, but all of them are a solid choice at respective mid-tier price points. This more moderate pricing is nice to see from Maxim, as their price points have trended high in terms of comparable products. As the line expands and the price structures improve with the scale of products being offered, I do feel that each version of the Falcon series falls closer into range of where it actually fits within the wider market. I don't cover exact pricing as it's subject to change, but it can always be found through a quick internet search or by inquiring at your local showroom retailer for Maxim Lighting. Paired with an 18-degree blade pitch, the DC motor Falcon moves 5,100 cubic feet of air per minute at high speed. The Energy Guide average airflow is listed at 3,961 cubic feet per minute. This is pretty standard good performance for a fan of this size and would serve well in the entire scope of possible installations. In certain outdoor scenarios, I recommend slightly oversizing fans because those open spaces can visually take the scale and squeeze out some extra airflow in terms of performance, but the Falcon would work fantastically in multiples to cover a wide area, or individually for moderately sized porch, patio, or pergola installations. Integrated with the fan is a dimmable LED lighting component, which also offers CCT Select in 3 color temperatures with 945 delivered lumens and a CRI of 90+. These lighting features, the 6 fan speeds, and reverse are operated via the included remote control with wall mount option. This system features a simple and clear interface, easy to operate and locate the desired setting adjustments. It also offers the popular natural wind effect as well as sleep timer options. The shown 6-inch downrod is included, with extension rods available for separate purchase if required. Falcon has truly entered to serve as the modern universal option for Maxim's fan line, a go-to that offers the variety to meet complex needs for any installation. Taking a look at low speed, I'll immediately touch on the fact that this RPM is extremely fast for my tastes, among the fastest DC low speeds I've encountered yet. The perception of airflow is quite high. With the higher blade pitch, there's definitely some velocity to it when paired with this speed. This is a newer issue I'm beginning to take with fan products when the low speed settings are this fast. Getting up into 60 RPM and higher, there isn't much of a soft, comfortable low-speed option anymore. Aesthetics are one thing, but this starts crossing over into a reduced range of function. Typically, the brands and products I recommend most highly offer a low speed of 30 to 40 RPM to enable the widest range of versatile comfort settings, and as always, I think the look of those slower speeds also contribute a great deal of ambiance to a space. On the opposite end of the spectrum, and to its credit, the function of speeds actually offered here would serve well outdoors, where slower aesthetic speeds don't bring much to the table and you actually want to feel the range of function. But whenever possible, I do prefer to have a wider range implemented for ultimate versatility in all applications. In terms of design and build, I have some split feelings. This fan features a highly impressive fully die-cast lower housing, which is superb quality, but on the other hand uses a relatively low-end molded lens for the light. While I always appreciate the durability factor there, especially in hospitality or multifamily housing applications, I would love to see real glass or some other acrylic elevation at this price point. Being mostly concealed within the housing does assist the overall appearance, so I'll give props to the design there. It's not my favorite element, but it's far from being the worst offender I've seen. Flipping back to the positives, this blade finish is done really well, with great detail in the simulation and a matte finish that lends a more realistic look. I specifically brought in this combination to analyze the blade finish in comparison to some of my other top favorites, and have to say I'm quite impressed with that aspect. The entire design is very clean, but could use some tightening in execution and dimensions to really provide the seamless look they're going for. At certain angles, I think some of the blade screws and motor are a bit too visible, and the wider gap between housings interrupts the visual flow to an extent. A lot of this gets into very fine design details that are perhaps hypercritical for what this product is, but there are so many great designs out there that every element really needs to be spot on to truly stand out. I think Maxim is getting on the right path and finding some traction with their fan products, so I mainly mention all this to encourage a focus on details for upcoming products to really reach for that next level of execution. They've done it with lighting and the fan to light selection, so I think these fans will also get there. There's a lot of good happening here that has potential to be great with some extra tuning. Now on high speed, one of the most notable things to mention is the whipping sound of the blades. There is some volume behind it, which can be seen as positive, negative, or completely neutral based on individual needs or the environment. For someone who likes a bit of white noise, this fan could really bring that aspect to the table, even at some of the lower speeds. Outdoors, things like this tend to not matter much, as it really just fades into the background of all the other noises and sounds naturally happening. I like to make mention of these characteristics when applicable for the viewer's information, but it's not something that shifts my opinion of a product much, aside from where I personally might consider installing it. The airflow itself is pretty direct, concentrated mostly under the fan, so it feels quite strong within its own segment of performance. Characteristics like this make for a great outdoor fan in a smaller area, because you can position directly underneath and enjoy the entirety of the breeze. It's a bit less effective for general cooling over a wider area or to reach the perimeter of a space, but there's enough power here to cover a typical mid-size area, plus there's some decent spread as the airflow hits the floor and bounces outward. Considering the CFM data as a whole being pretty average, I'm impressed with how this fan actually feels. I think with everything I've covered, I'd particularly recommend it as a solid mid-size outdoor fan, but if things like the speed selection and whipping noise don't bother you, the overall look brings a nice design quality indoors as well. Maxim has fully arrived to the ceiling fan scene, and they're already paving their own path with a selection of products that help fill and elevate some market gaps, while also delivering easy sell mass appeal options like the Falcon. Instead of trying to be the biggest or loudest player out of the gate, they're working to create and fill their own niche with products that the customer base is demanding. It's been highly intriguing to watch their expansion strategy the last few years, as it's been rather different than many of the other recent newcomers to the ceiling fan category, and I have to say that I respect the approach. It feels very intentional, like there's sound reasoning behind each product being developed and introduced. I'm excited to watch the continued expansion and have to offer many thanks to Maxim Lighting for partnering with me again. It truly feels like being greeted by family at their Dallas showroom, and I've always experienced such kindness there, so I'm thrilled to have the brand back in my rotation. Check them out on socials at the links in the description, and be sure to follow me as well. Subscribe and ring the notification bell before you leave to get updates for all of my new videos. I've got the regular demonstration and installation short for the Falcon coming up soon, and as always, more new products headed your way. Thank you all for watching today, and I will see you next time. Click left to watch another Maxim product, or click right for my entire Maxim playlist.